Hello everyone. Today we have Jaskaran with us. He is one of our course enrolled student, and today he's going to share his learning journey with GATE applied routes throughout the GATE preparation. So, hi Jaskaran.
Hi Pankhuri. Hi everyone.
It's great to have you here with us. Please let us know about yourself.
Yeah, sure. It's great to be here. So, like Pankhuri introduced, I'm Jaskaran, and I completed my BTech in computer science in 2021. So, I gave my first attempt of GATE in 2021 itself. And after the results, I decided that the results were not up to my expectations. So I decided that I'll be preparing for GATE another year, and 2022 was my second attempt for GATE.
So you are doing a job in parallel, or you
Yes,
are taking a
yes.
job?
So actually, I had been placed already during my campus placements,
Yes.
and that was the main reason that I decided to go for the second attempt, because I had a security, or you could say a backup with me that I could fall back on and rely on that job. So along with my job, I started preparing for GATE for the second time.
Actually, that is really great. We always suggest to have a backup in case you're taking a
Yeah,
drop, because it
yeah.
keeps up the motivation actually.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, if you don't have a backup, let's say, God forbid, but if you mess up your first attempt, then the pressure after that is immense. You have pressure from your family, your friends, and whatnot. You start questioning yourself. But if you have some backup, then definitely you can fall back on something and start preparing again.
Right. So, how do you find it to be manageable with the job and preparation?
Uh, See, I would say for me, it was manageable because I had prepared once. So everything was not completely new or out of the box for me. So I had something, I had built a structure for myself in the first attempt itself. So in the second attempt, it was all about filling the gaps that were not filled in the first attempt, rectifying my mistakes. Yeah, so I was able to manage that along with the job. But if someone is trying to prepare for GATE fresh, and with the job or something else in hand, then it might get a bit challenging, but definitely that's possible. You just have to be an expert in managing your time and try and like stop yourself from diverting way too much away from your studies.
Yeah, right. So in 2021, you have like prepared by yourself, or you have like taken any course, or like what was the
So
strategy in 2020?
initially, I was preparing from RBR, but soon after my friend's recommendation, I enrolled in Applied GATE. So in my first attempt, these two were my main sources of preparation.
What was your strategy for the second year?
So for the second year, first of all, I went back and analyzed wherever I was lacking in the subjects. I was not clear with the concepts. I was not clear with. I started preparing on them with whatever time I got on my hands, and then slowly and steadily I got up to speed with all the subjects that I had remaining, or the topics that were not clear enough. And then from December onwards, I remember December was the first full length test that I gave for my second attempt, and so complete time from like May or June till December, I was covering the gaps that were left in my first attempt. So my strategy that I used to follow was, I didn't get much time during weekdays, approx 2 or 3 hours each day, if I was lucky, that I used to get during weekdays. So I made sure that I squeeze my weekends as much as possible, because that was a time when I was free. So I also made sure that I'm not carrying any work from weekdays over to my weekends. So I made sure that whatever work was assigned to me, I got that completed Monday to Friday only. So weekends were the 2 days that I completely devoted myself towards GATE studies, and just following the strategy itself, I was able to complete my syllabus somewhere around November. And from December onwards, December and January were the 2 full months that I devoted completely to tests, be it subject tests, topic tests, or full length tests. So yeah, that's how I prepared.
So how you manage revision in with this?
So, my routine used to be, so like I said, right, from May to November, My strategy used to be doing learning new things and revising the old things as well. So from Monday to Friday, I learned new things, whichever concept I needed to rectify or fill the gaps with. I did that from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday used to be 2 days only for practicing questions and revising my old concepts. So I know everyone focuses on this, but it's true. Revision is the most important thing in GATE preparation. Not even learning new concepts, but revising the old concepts that you have learned is very important. Otherwise, you go down 3 chapters, you think that you know everything about it, but as soon as you start with your 4th and 5th chapter, the earlier 3 chapters would be clear, absolutely cleared from your brain. So everyone can, everyone, not one strategy would work for everyone. Some people might need to revise every 3 or 4 days, some even fine after 15 or 20 days. But the strategy that I used to follow was learning new concepts from Monday to Friday and keeping Saturday and Sunday for revision and practicing new questions. Then come November and December, every morning from come December. In December, I used to give tests and revise. So I had created a bundle of subjects, you could say. For example, data structures, algorithm, and C programming. I was revising one day. The next day, I was revising computer networks along with some other subjects. So like this, I had created 4 or 5 bundles, and in that, so the complete week I would revise, and each day I was giving tests. So tests and revision was the main thing that I used to follow in December and January.
So rigorously complete December and January was dedicated for revision and for practice, right?
For practice, yes.
So
because you have to attain that speed when you solve questions, and which won't be possible if you are practicing extensively. Because in 2022 as well, it was not hard, but it was lengthy, quite lengthy. So if you're not able to solve questions in time, or you're devoting way too much time for a specific question, then you'll face the burden during the exam.
Yeah, right. On an average, how much time you have spent for revision? Like how many iterations of revision you have done throughout
I
the
don't
time?
have any count.
No count is there.
Yeah, so I used to revise. I kept revising. I had, so one thing was I didn't used to keep any hard copy of notes. So whatever I had was either provided by applied course. I used to use the notes from applied course, or I don't recommend this, but that's what worked for me. If you're keen on making your own notes, that's completely fine. So everything that I used to revise, I had one laptop, and everything was inside that laptop. So even if I had to go somewhere, I just used to carry my laptop with me, and it had all my notes, all my mistakes and everything. So that's how I kept my notes for myself. And so each day, each week, I used to revise from that only, and I have no count how many times I revised.
So what was your strategy for analyzing your mistakes and filling up that conceptual gaps?
Yeah, so for each chapter, I created a Word doc for myself. So I used to, let's say I'm giving a test series, it has 15 questions in it, and I got 4 of them wrong. So what I used to do was, first of all, I used to analyze, was that a conceptual mistake or was that a silly mistake? So whatever mistake it was, I used to take a snapshot of that question and paste it in my Word doc. Then below that, I used to write what did I do in this question, where did I go wrong. And just following this method, I had developed for each chapter. I had a very big doc, maybe let's say 10 or 15 pages of mistakes for each chapter, which I used to revise along with my notes. So my revision went like this. I used to revise my notes, then I used to revise my mistakes, because if you're not revising your mistakes, you're bound to do them again and again. So if you revise your mistakes, then it's very important to revise your mistakes as well along with your notes.
This is really nice point you have made, which our future aspirants must note down. To revise your mistake, to analyze your mistakes, and to rectify them. This is the best way to move forward. Otherwise, we will keep stuck in the loop only. We will keep doing the same mistakes, definitely. So, do you find any low points throughout your journey, and how do you manage to pull yourself through that time?
Yeah, so the first low point was after the first attempt itself. It didn't go as well as I had planned, but so it took me one or 2 months to get in the zone again and decide that okay, I'll start preparing for the second time as well. So so whenever a test didn't go well, I didn't used to like give a hard time to myself. I just noted down my mistakes, and I made sure that I don't commit them again in the future, because there will be times you will be doing amazing in tests, and there will be times you won't be doing so well as well. So it's completely fine. You don't need to scrutinize yourself and or feel low about it too much. Mistakes are bound to happen. Everyone will do them. So just note down the mistakes. Just make sure that whatever mistake you're done, you're learning from it. It shouldn't be like you encountered a question, you were not able to solve it, and then you skipped that question thinking that it might not come in the gate exam, or this concept is not needed for the gate exam. You must make sure that if it's a conceptual mistake, then you go back and revise that concept properly. If it's a silly mistake, you write down that mistake and you don't commit it again. So learning from your mistakes, that's all about it.
Just we don't have to be so hard on ourselves and give us some time in that kind of
It's
point.
of no use. Yeah, it's of no use.
Yeah, nice point actually. When you look back throughout your journey, do you find anything like you should have not done or you should have changed about your approach?
So actually, the last point that I spoke, right, looking at the questions, the mistakes, and then thinking that it might not come in the exam, or so that's what I would like to change about myself as well, because that's what I realized quite late in my journey. I was initially, I used to do that a lot. I used to skip the questions if I'm committing a mistake, but that's what I realized later, and then try to fix about myself, that properly get on the question. If I'm not able to capture the concept about it, then go back, revise the concept properly, and understand the question. So yeah, that's what I would say. That was a bad point about myself that I figured out quite late. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any suggestions for our future aspirants, like who are in kind of the same situation like yours, like doing a job in parallel and managing gate preparation? So, any suggestions, any tips and tricks, any do's and don'ts which you would like to suggest them?
Sure. So first would be, so you every day you'll be getting grilled in your job. And on top of that, when you're preparing for gate, then it's very easy to get burnout pretty quickly. So the first thing I would recommend is try and find a hobby for yourself. So for me, it was going to the gym every evening and taking out the stress that I've gotten from work, or after the work, after working for a complete day, I used to go in the evening, spend 1 or 2 hours in the gym, then come back and study again. So I recommend everyone to follow whatever hobby that they enjoy doing, be it music, writing, or whatever it is. Just make sure that you take out some time for that as well. Studies is important, no doubt, but if you keep studying only, then you'll burn out pretty quickly, and then you leave studying altogether, and that's not what we want. So maybe take a day out in a complete week where you give break to gate and just do what you enjoy doing the most, and then continue your studies. So it's definitely going to be challenging preparing along with the job. So you need to keep yourself engaged in different stuff as well. So yeah, you don't get bored from studies. And if you're taking a complete drop, like doing nothing apart from gate, then I definitely recommend taking out 2 or 3 hours for yourself in a day and do whatever you wish you want to. Just take out some time for yourself.
Yeah, there must be some work-life balance, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so do you have any suggestions for us, gate applied routes?
No, everything was amazing. I enjoyed the tests a lot. I enjoyed the course as well. The tests were I guess Applied is the only series that I solved from top to bottom, and it was pretty amazing. So the best thing about it was the weekly tests that started in the end. That those were the all India tests. They created an environment exactly like GATE. So going from 10, like the exam was scheduled exactly at 9 o'clock. You had no option to take it once it was over. So you had that pressure that this is the only time that you can take the exam. So it actually gave you quite a good feel of how the actual exam will be. So you woke up, you freshened up, you sit for the exam. 9 to 12 is the exam, and after that, you won't be able to attend it. So that's the only time you can. So yeah, the tests were the best part about Applied that I liked. And the other thing was query resolution. So if you, I mean, at least this was the experience with me, that whenever I posted a query, I got an answer in 30 minutes itself at most, given that you're not posting your queries at odd hours, obviously. So if you're posting your queries in proper time, I was getting my answer in 30 minutes at most. So that was the thing I enjoyed the most about Applied Gate. The two things, the test series and the query resolution, was super good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for all the appreciation. Do you have any questions for us? Anything regarding post guidance and all?
So just a bit of what you could say, a suggestion that like while we are preparing for all India tests, so there were times at the end that used to be quite a few of errors in the test series. So maybe in the future, like once we are preparing the test series for the aspirants, then try and avoid causing those errors. Otherwise, the experience is a bit unusual and not pleasant. Apart from that, everything was amazing.
I agree. It's just that we all mentors are preparing all those questions kind of from scratch. So we do tend to make some errors, but definitely we work on them be more focused on that. So yeah, thank you for the suggestion. So do you have any questions for us?
No, that will be all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jaskaran. And we really wish you best of luck for your future.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for taking your time for us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.